Hello everybody. So thank you first of all for being around for such a long time, and thank you for all the comments and all the likes and everything positive that you have thrown my way, and even some of the negative critics. They really helped me improve. So as the previous one, this video will be mostly about exploring what I have been doing in my sketchbook, going through why I made some decisions, what things represent, and just have a bit of a casual talk about how I think about sketching. That being said, this sketchbook took a bit longer to post and even finish the last 2 pages of it for a few reasons, some of them being that I don't want to rush it, some of them being that I simply didn't have the time to do that because I did have the time, but I didn't want to put it in this because I wanted to explore other things like oil painting and some sepia sketching, some aquarelle, just to shake things up a bit. You'll be seeing a bit more of that in the future. But for now, back to the sketchbook. So this is the same as before. Hanemule sketchbook at 120 grams. Most of the stuff in it, actually all of it, is done with graphite. The tools that I use are normal pencils made out of graphite. I have been experimenting with carbon lately as well, but that has a slightly different method of working, so I will leave it for another sketchbook. Some of the brands, because some people ask for this, I'm using Tombow, Greta Color, and this technical pen. I use a lot of this because they break very fast. And Blackwing, and I have some random brands thrown around my apartment everywhere because I just want to experiment. Sometimes I just randomly go to the shop and buy some new pencil that I haven't seen before, and sometimes it works out well. Either way, let's get into this. So the first sketch that was already here is a shade from Alariel. I just wanted, like in the previous sketchbook, to get into it with something and in a way ruin the sketchbook, because I always feel this pressure that if I mess up something, I just wasted my money and time. So I removed that pressure by drawing something very fast on my sketchbook on the first page. Once that's there, I have way more freedom to go forward. Then on the second one, I said, okay, let's check out the environment a bit. I have been thinking about it a lot for a very long time. You'll be seeing a lot more of this in a separate sketchbook. I kind of like to separate things in the sketchbooks, even though I have very loose things in this one. But I want to organize stuff to a certain level. I enjoyed it a lot, so I hope you enjoy a lot more of this coming. Then there's this Turin Tarambar from Children of Hurin. It was a do-it-in-your style. I think it was made by Ivan Amundsen. It's one of my favorite books, so I wanted to use the opportunity to make a tribute to that and in a way experiment with this framing system and stylization to see how far I can stretch it for my own works. Then in the same spirit, another experiment about how much I can push into decorative art instead of representational with these creatures. A lot of fun here. And then into some studies, because I realized that I have to study a bit more. I usually do this in another sketchbook, but I just wanted to see how it feels in this one. And it felt very nice. So I continued doing that. And then something came out of it. This creature probably won't fit in the art book, but it was a fun experiment. I was thinking, what if the stripes would just evaporate in, like there was some ink that goes up when the creature gets angry and is some poison. Kind of cool, for me at least. Then this thing that looks a bit more like a sculpture. I wanted to see how these things will function, because many of the creatures in Alariel are just static because they don't have much life in them left, so to say. Another do-it-in-your style. This one was organized by Gary Villarreal. This is my interpretation of his personal work. A lot of fun there as well. Then a failed attempt to make a dragon. Funny thing is that I was making a lot of dragons when I was younger, but then I got bored, so I left them to the side. Either way, I did a few more of this because I need to practice them. Then a frog. This is kind of like my comfort zone, these small creatures like reptiles and birds, because I kind of feel confident in drawing them, and I have done so much of them that whenever I fail, like in the previous one, I just go here to restore my faith in myself. Then this little guy, I tried to put him in a scene where he's on a skull. I didn't want to make a full-fledged illustration because that doesn't fit in the art book, but anyway, it was fun. A challenge made by Proco for designing creatures. Probably won't make it into the book, but it was nice. It was about combining different photos to kind of kit bash things into a drawing. Then this thing, inspired by a bit of Egyptian touch, a bit of old, a bit of everything. I like this one a lot. I don't know why, but I kind of like the whole movement here. It feels elegant and scary at the same time. Then this thing, I played a lot of Hollow Knight at this period, so sorry. I was thinking about a world where insects are actually a bit more big and they're actually warriors. I'll probably do something more with this, but it didn't fit in my concept for Alariel and I wanted to just focus on the art book, so I nailed this one out and then just went on to do some other things. This one, I like the style of the previous one, which was an accident, and I decided to try it out. I'll maybe do a bit more of this, but we'll see. And then I decided, okay, let's show the people a bit how the Alariel warriors will show, because some people ask me if there are people there actually, and what exactly the world is about. So yeah, this was that attempt. I'm very satisfied with the design here. I'll probably make some separate sketches on swords and crowns and armors, just close-ups. But for now, you'll have to stay with what is there. Then a lizard, a lot of fun there. Another sculptural attempt. Then a bird. This was a failed attempt of something that I did later outside of the sketchbook. I wanted to make something different just by using a lot of lines, and no, it didn't work out. Maybe it still looks good, but I didn't like it much. And then a fish to restore my faith in myself, because fish is something I enjoy drawing. It's a comfort zone, so to say. Then another attempt at a dragon, this one a bit more successful. I'll have to practice this a bit more though, because for the world of Yarta, which is another one that I'm exploring from the same universe, I have to draw a lot of these dragons. And this one I was experimenting actually with the aesthetics that I'll chase in Yarta. They'll have a lot of these scaly things, because they're forming kind of a carapace around them. Then insects, you'll see a lot more of these happening later. A more successful dragon, actually fitting a lot more in Alariel. So I was very happy with this one, and I think I didn't draw more dragons in this sketchbook because I was like, okay, fine, I'm good. And then this thing, and then the male version, wielding a glaive. Again, you'll see a lot more of this, you just have to wait a bit. Baby dragon, is inspired by a peacock or some other bird. Then this little guy, for some reason I really like him because he's not just interesting as design to me, he's also carrying this wisdom to it. I don't know if you can see it or you feel it that way, but I like it a lot. And it has a bit more aesthetics pushed into it compared to some of the other drawings at least. One of the night scenes, then another creature that's a bit more looking like a deity. Then this little guy, that was a bit of a failure in my eyes, but anyway, a sculpture from Alariel. You'll see a bit more of that as well. This was for Christianity actually. I personally didn't like this drawing a lot, but people were very happy with it. Not sure why, maybe the context itself. Another Christianity thing. This one won't make it into Alariel maybe, but it was fun to explore. Then this shade, this will totally make it into Alariel. I love this. I just love doing this because it was so abstract and it had a lot of mood to it. So much fun. Another Alariel thing, I really like the Christianity thing. I mean, this is not Alariel, it's a Christianity thing. My mistake. Because it pushed me out of my own world and made me do some things that I have never done before. So it's a good challenge. I would highly recommend you do this if you have the time and interest. Then Capricorn, traditionally for my birthday. Not very happy with this one, but I redeemed myself with this one because this is one of my favorite drawings actually. It fits in Alariel, it has dynamicity, it's aesthetically pleasing, just perfect. Then this small guy, very awkward, not very satisfied with it, but people found it funny. This cute thing, I like it. This angry thing, I like it as well, even though I kind of was lazy with it, and I think it's pretty obvious. This thing I wasn't lazy with, but it was my comfort zone, so yeah. And this turtle, very lazy with it. I have never drawn turtles before. I had very hard time figuring out some of the stuff here, to the degree where I'm even ashamed of some of the mistakes, but I'll get back to it one day in the future maybe. This thing, I was basing it on the deer that I did last year. I was thinking, okay, let's make a female version of it. It was fun. Not as successful as that one, but it was fun. And this one, pretty elegant. This one as well, I liked it. Then a bird. Messed up some things here, but decided to finish it anyway. Then insects. Insects started to come over. You'll see a bit more of this soon. This one started it all. Yeah. I did a lot of these sketches. I kind of like to explore bugs. I really like bugs. And I started doing these top-down views on them because I want to actually, when I scan them and just put them on a big horizontal paper so that you can put it on the wall like insect graph or whatever it's called. That will definitely happen. Some of this I don't even think I showed on social media. Yeah. I was actually entertaining the idea of turning some of this into 3D sculpts and making jewelry out of them, but I have to find a nice way and place to do that. More of this. Yeah, this was when I was just, okay, I'm having a lot of fun. I was not posting anything, just enjoying myself. As you can see, a lot of fun, easy to make, so definitely very pleasing. And I think then this is it, all of them. Funny part is that between the time of this one and this one, it was a lot that I took just to chill out and do some other things. And I'm happy for doing that. That's why you've been waiting for this video to come up. Beside the technical issues that I've had, that I filmed it twice before, one of the times it was out of focus, and the other one there was some neighbor making a lot of sound. So yeah, but this one was pretty cool. A bit on the dark side, but it definitely fits in the world, and you'll see why when the artbook is there. And then this detail from the artwork, I intentionally did it on the last page because I wanted to kind of put it as a seal of closing things here. I think I'm not done with the animals, like I'm bored with them, but I have enough for the artbook at this point. So I might be skipping to EnvironmentNet or just exploring the details of the swords and armory and just making a bit more storytelling illustrations, because that's the things that I'm missing. And that's the end of the sketchbook. So yeah, this one ended on May 2022 and it was started, oh my god, I didn't start the date, god damn it, July 2021. So yeah, I think I'm doing one sketchbook a year, estimately, or maybe even more if I count all the sketchbooks in total. Anyway, that's not even important, it's all about the fun that I'm having. Once again, thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I really hope that you will be enjoying the things coming in the future, because I am experimenting a lot, and I really hope that my fans will be a bit open to seeing new things instead of just the same old animals and these sort of patterns, because I want to close this chapter for a while and publish the art book. I'll probably do it as soon as possible, but I cannot promise any date anymore because I don't know how things will turn out. Too many things happening in my life at this point, and just in general I want to not focus on putting it out as soon as possible. I want to focus on making it the way I want to make it. I'll be asking for feedback on that sometime soon, and I'll be posting. In the meantime, thanks again for all the support, all the nice comments, some of you that buy prints, and every bit of support everywhere in any kind of form is just very helpful. Thanks a lot to everybody, and talk to you soon. Bye bye.